Spencer's got going. Because they're both pretty happy to play retake trap styles, and Boaster is in fact the opening kill.
And blood's going to be drawn out as G2 bodies are dropping. Not relenting though, G2 looking eager to try and take site control, but they've got a crossfire set to try and contend with!
How did he get two?
How the hell are you doing that? JonahP, drive by, swings by, and just like that in a blink of an eye, it's FNATIC now that are on the back foot.
What a plant as well. They're planting so that they can take heaven control. They know that at least one of these players is on the flank.
Alpha is going to try and deliver shoulder to shoulder. Him and the IGL, Boaster himself, what a shot to connect. Not anticipating it. Boaster delivering an Alpha from the sea. Door's going to be opened up. That should be a bit of fear into the back of your minds. jawgemo has a bullet to the back of the brain. Alpha, swift dismissal. Leaf needs to be careful. He's getting tagged up, bullet tagged. Still alive though, and now reinforcements arriving. G2 looking to clear this all the way out entirely. crashies has been dropped.
They are set up though to split into B, and that's exactly where Boaster's waiting with the Stinger. They don't realize A is empty.
Boaster close quarters here with a Stinger in hand. He's got the util out. Unfortunate with the timing.
30 seconds.
Now they're going to run all over these players here. FNATIC.
It's a nice
in the hands of Chronicle. It's not exactly set up for success.
It's a nice use there from Trent of just a solo salvo into that B connector, the waterfall, in order to push back the players, and he's still got a salvo to play afterwards. G2 want to keep this clean.
Toxins going up.
All signs pointing towards it. Alpha, he's tepid, just tiptoeing in. Chronicle will be able to trade, but
JonahP and Trent winding their way up to double initiator ults. It won't probably be online here, or if they are, it'll be in the post plant. But we've got a pretty important eco swing. I feel like FNATIC need to defend rubble, and instead G2 are creeping up towards B, and kaajak, he's got to defend.
Salvas pop open towards the door there. You blinds it as a back. Still G2. Oh my! You can't stand up to it. Chronicle obliterates 3. Anyway,
it's going to be very difficult for valyn and Leaf to dig themselves out of this spot. FNATIC are giving them room though, giving them respect, allowing them even to get a plant off, assuming that they'll be able to win the retake with bodies and with the paranoia, with the C's, with the horn, tools that they still have to be able to work with.
Should be a clean retake indeed. Discipline still there from FNATIC. Wing it out. Jump spot of crashies. Has missed the potential timing here. Just swinging wide. Trying to take that fight towards it, but smoke into your face, valyn. Has to really just try and get a move on. Now he's onto the side. It's an off-angle play from him, but still player advantage. And the paranoia is beautiful. Splits them up with just the right amount of time, but no way! valyn! Sooner than he potentially anticipates, he's going to play his life. Try and back the hell out of there. Trent over the shoulder. That
dimensional drift to clear everything, but here it goes.
Yeah, using it nice and early. Just trying to spot out the most of these players. Don't know if he spotted it off. Yes, kaajak. Time to strike. Choose it well. Chronicle. It's instinctual. The wall was up. Just anticipating G2's positioning. It's G2 who are left with that player disadvantage.
And massive ultimates dropped on the side of G2. They can no longer set up a pit of their own in the post plan. So if G2 want to win this round, it's got to be proactive. I think FNATIC, they know it. crashies and kaajak are waiting for this push.
Alice sees it. jawgemo's going to be backing away. Reclaiming the space now. There's an I4. Trying to lay claim to a lot of this towards it, but there's that up angle. A rare whiff from kaajak with how he's been playing. Okay, damage kicking in, get a TP, valyn's barely out of there. Trying to play the crossfire setup, Chronicle wins this fight out, and that's going to be locked down to secure. FNATIC have all the advantages here. Everything in the world going on a flash. Through the front of B, and that's triggered at least the ult, and it's a bait and switch. To try and help supplement this one here. We'll see how to get use of the util. Sees is excellent, crashies. He's locked G2 down.
Jawg teleported into it.
TP past. Boaster is here, laying in wait with the Odin up through the high ground. Attempt there made. Chronicle just the one before the trade is in sight. Now with that pit, he's going to be laying down towards it. Armageddon on top of it. Clearing out a lot of the extremities. G2 trying to hold on.
Alpha on the flank could be pivotal here. Trent, he knows that he's going to try to take the timing. Calls for backup, and now realizes Alpha hasn't committed.
P? Just gone down there. I'm not sure if these are just stray shots coming through. Alpha.
Perfect trade.
Just the one traded instantly. Now the drone and a connection spots him out, highlighting across the board. Leaf is going to back away, trying to play his life. Sliders of corners, snaps towards it.
Well within the race for tournament MVP. Look at how tight the timing is on that one. Jawg just escaping with absolutely no damage done. Crazy kill onto JonahP there too. But what I like from G2 is that they were hyper aware of the threat. He kind of needs to kill that Prowler to create the threat that he could still lurk.
And it's a pop in play. They want to try and get a move on here. This is G2 trying to see if they can lay claim to that B site. Still rain down a hail of bullets. That's just from Boaster. He's going to be supplementing the fire, just trying to make it nice and awkward for G2 while a flank occurs.
Do they have enough people to be able to deal with Chronicle? There is massive pressure on Leaf right now.
Tested. Only just the one. This is FNATIC now. This is their time to shine. They've got a lot of control now towards B main. Flip at the site though. G2 looking to try and take this one up through heaven and a reflank of valyn, but time needs to be played. It's already ticking away, and it's up to Trent to see if he can delay, but smoke in your face, what really can you do from this spot? Timing is taken into a 2v2. They've got to know where these players are. To smoke, obfuscates, hides the intent.
In previous rounds, Leaf has been escorted into rubble at the start of this round. Stingers.
You certainly are, Alpha.
He's so far up.
Oh, really far up. It's going to be a paranoid blinded up, and there's already players just on your tail, just trying to hunt you down, jawgemo. It's close quarters. It is carnage of what's occurring. Alpha decayed, caught up into the corner from the seas, and valyn was very quick, able to take up most of that space. The pit has to be vacated. It's a wasted ult from Chronicle.
Just like this, throwing smokes a couple of times. He's got to make sure that he maintains this information.
30 seconds left.
He's gone forwards. Trust the advantage, he's got to read, and it is a good one. The solo player, Trent, just trying to condition with that drone. There's the punish, kaajak towards the back. Alongside Chronicle's a stalwart defense. The lock and key here, there's only one left to stand against it, JonahP.
To try to activate somebody like Leaf on the other side of the map, but Alpha's waiting, and his...
Just as the turret gets broken, kaajak is looking for more, he's stunned up and misses it. Trent just cleans him up.
That's amazing from Jorg and Trent.
All on Boaster now though, feeling the heat. It's a paranoia in your face, near-sighted. Plenty of bodies about to be coming towards you. Nightfall avoided, Chronicle. Again, the spam over the shoulder. Curtain raised up. Wall of his own, just trying to stunt it. G2 though, not to be dismayed, trying to get a bit of a move on, trying to claim that A site. Moving forwards, that game of time, it's Chronicle. Gets the better of the adversary.
He's been really good so far, Chronicle, a pillar for his team to rely on. And G2, they feel like they have to be the ones making the play. Health disadvantage is so huge, but look at the wrap. Look at Alfajer, already aware of the possibility.
Yeah, this lockdown, drop down should be sealing all of this one up, except Alpha oversteps himself, and the lockdown's going to be broke down regardless. Chronicle layers down that snake bite, and now there's a timing to be taken. FNATIC getting a run on, getting a scurry on. It's been stuck to half, heads are popped. Chronicle! One last chance in his half though for FNATIC to try and draw it level.
Time to jump. Here.
jawgemo sending it flying forwards here with a dimensional drift. Made this feel like a lot of A pressure, and there are bodies behind it. G2 looking to at least take this space. Doors are open wide. Paranoia already expended. Most is going to be using it. This is Anarchy. Crashies to leave from behind. What a good work put in though, and now it's up to Boaster to do the rest. Odin in hand.
jawgemo.
Moving forwards, no committal. Boaster just looking for that information, and the timing potentially is putting a squeeze on him now. Already revealed to the side there.
Dismantle trap plays. And yeah, it can get tense towards the end. The clock can sometimes be Boaster's worst enemy. But Alpha might be his best friend. For a bit of a re-exploration over towards B as well. He's just trying to backfill this space. But it's all on valyn to defend here with one paranoia. Are they pivoting into B? Actually, maybe Jorg will get his chance.
They might do. They want to try and go for the B here. There's only 25 seconds left, FNATIC. What is the call? Bit of a scramble, but they're going to land over towards A. No one really there to meet them. valyn might take a few risks of his own out towards the blue room, and this is all covered in time. kaajak is there. It's on a map like this.
Powers out.
Absolutely flawless. I mean, the damage from the first hit, collating through onto JonahP. And then how clean kaajak looks with these shots coming out from his ghost afterwards.
jawgemo are not budging. Leaf even just lying in wait.
There's 4 players defending this area of the map.
Yeah.
Are they pivoting B and trying to connect with these guys through the door?
Maybe. Door's broken. No clearance onto the corner. Alpha has his back. Not on my watch is what he's saying. That attack side operator, but time is still becoming a bit of an issue, and shots are rattled. You can feel it. It's getting hectic. It's getting messy. Trent cleaning up onto Chronicle. Time is against them now. It's fully against this FNATIC squad.
He's got players running away from him. I mean, the fact that Leaf also gets caught in this situation, the Guardian barrel just sticking out slightly, but it's this kill, Trent on Chronicle, that I think really changes the game because G2...
Even trying to see if he can punish somebody going for that jump spot, but holds out into the open, counter spam. It's kaajak. Clearing walls on walls.
And because FNATIC keep losing this fight over towards Mount, G2 can stack 2 bodies B, 2 bodies A and be pretty happy no matter where Boaster calls the team to end.
Tight to the corner, jawgemo.
A bit brutal to have to give up in spots like this, especially because it allows G2 to then put pedal to the metal and try to punish. And that is such a punish. Looked like Leaf was just running the bodies on A, expecting this re-clear, and they are so right.
Who's catching the play though? Trent jump spotting, potentially sees it, valyn unaware. Trying to get a move on, trying to get a runaway, kaajak! Just obliterating the opposition. It's up to JonahP to pick up those pieces. See if he can make a little bit more from it. It's going to be feinting. Getting a bit of a run on. It's trying to catch the timing. There's no way. There's no way at all! It's shut down by Alfajer. Safe pair of hands. jawgemo.
Spike planted.
In his hands. Trying to go for it. Flick of the wrist does not connect. A way to exit other than having his ult, but committing it in this spot in a 2v4. Not wise.
No, he's still
even getting the wrap around.
He's still going to be able to afford an op in the next round anyway, so.
Last player standing.
When Jaw gets caught. FNATIC getting up to 9 here. But
all grouped up now from FNATIC though. Trying to push players off away from A-Rubble and just trying to take it slowly, steadily, but still that's bullets raining down. JonahP is there. Nightfall preemptive, and that's going to be a tag onto absolutely everyone. It's the information they were looking for.
Boaster's trying to fake as if it's ended towards B. I think the spike should be headed to A. And that means Jonah has a chance for redemption after his failed play in Tree in the last round.
Spike's disjointed though. They've already got players in and through. G2 looking to try and flood defend this one all the way. Dimensional drift spots it all out. No guessing game whatsoever. 9 seconds and it's all dropped down. It's all crumbled. FNATIC, Chronicle. It's cheeky with the kills, consolation prizes at the end of the day, but it's not a round win.
A or B finish.
Paranoia is going to be sweeping through, dissecting this B site. Go either way though. Okay, locked down, drop down into the corner now. One salvo is going to be weakening it, but not enough damage to really do the job. They clear most of the way here for FNATIC.
This plant is almost destined to go down, and my eyes immediately go to this flank that's coming around the back. Leaf might have an opportunity, but it's going to be so difficult inside Chronicle's pit.
And look at a draw. G2 to try and play retake into this one, a bit of random spam perhaps. FNATIC should be set up to bring it level once more into the post plant. Util is even available. Again, it's bullets raining down. Not much cover, FNATIC will take it. Paranoia nade, ricocheting, rebounding, tons of util at their disposal here. They've completely shut G2 out of the picture. Straight kill from Leaf.
They're also going to do crazy economic damage to FNATIC because they're just essentially trapping them in the site. One escape path found though from crashies and kaajak. So at least
yeah, big brawl. Signs of it. It's a season.
It's the call for them to accelerate at some point here.
Tempo needs to be increased.
He's trying to bait out the salvo or the ult, but this spike is miles away still.
25 seconds left.
Surely this isn't going to be another round lost to the clock.
You're only just making a move over towards it. G2 still have bodies over towards here. JonahP's going to be hearing most of this, and that's the Armageddon. As soon as doors opened up, the slightest of pockets to play inside. And all the way forwards, JonahP has to be that line of defense. Moving now, 8 seconds remaining to G2. Reinforcing the site. Still time left. Alfie is going to try and defend this one. Defend it, he will. Plant is down. Wincon potentially there. And Alpha!
Their way through with the clock all against them. Yes, they got the early kill and set themselves up in a decent spot, but they were just barreling towards the site, desperate to try to get something going. And again, the superstar, I think, is Alfajer, defending crashies. Leaf a little too slow to be able to deny.
It's up to FNATIC to try and get a move on here. There's a round you cannot afford to lose, not against the weaker weaponry. G2, sidestep, Nightfall, going to be avoided, at least for now. Util flying forward, sees, not quite a connection. Paranoia sweeps forwards, Boaster's there, ready to take the fight and lay claim to most of this site. He needs some help when he's at it. kaajak drifting into it, trying to take the fight straight to them. And it's a bloodbath up towards heaven. One away from the ult. kaajak is going to be happy with that. And the last one spotted out, rooted out.
Toxins going up.
People just look to do some damage here, and kaajak has been set up perfect.
Alfajer has a little bit of an opening on B. But this fight over towards A could define the round. Alpha's in on B.
Yep, Alpha is completely cracked open the B site, and now putting a squeeze, a pincer play over towards A. All that aggression of G2 was just dissipated. They're the ones left scrambling. Showstopper down. Just tagging into the clone. jawgemo will get it, but crashies is there. Cleans it up. 3 players left to stand here. Boaster with the plan is going to be sticking this safety in the back of his mind because crashies is watching it all. Leaf slipped his way in. Found that timing and that gap. This is it, surely. FNATIC on the cusp, on the brink of taking map 1. G2's map pick, it's all on to Leaf. 6 bullets left, timing not there! Nothing crazy though from FNATIC.
They're expecting the re-clear.
And expected they will at least be rewarded. Alpha is lying in wait. Jumps on the chance. Now TP going to be laid in towards the back of that site.
Teleport. I mean, it's a perfect read there.
We have to contact a Leaf who's holding from the high ground.
Full fade utility and being dumped right now over towards A to try to pull people. There's only 2 now ready to defend B.
There it is. It's going to be sailing up and over towards it. Exchanged even, leaving out of satchels in hand. Alpha.
That's a great shot.
Straight into the fray. Leaf is there to answer back with a flash is even better. JonahP is going to do a lot from this spot. And Trent does supplement. There's still a player disadvantage for them. Time running short. How do you get yourself in through the back at this?
The heaven lurk.
Heaven lurk is what they're waiting for. That's on the timing. crashies just laying around towards the side. He's already dropped down, but he wasn't expecting it. Trent,
he has to live.
If he stays alive, he's won the round.
Trent through heaven. Should have been an absolute wrap, but they lost track of where he was. They knew that he'd been over towards spawn. I think crashies was searching for him. Didn't realize he was just tucked right behind that box.
Looking to potentially take a fight here. Knife out for kaajak. Oh my, that's unfortunate timing.
I mean, that's a weird decision as well, isn't it? Leaf versus Chronicle. And Chronicle gets the better end of it after valyn had already retreated. And now valyn's alone and isolated on the A side with the paranoia as his best friend.
That's to anchor single-handedly. Reinforcements arriving in the form of Trent, but he doesn't really have a weapon to his name. Just a classic and a bit of Utah. They can hear it now. Smokes are going to start to be laid down, blossoming. Vault reveals. And not even the exit for valyn. Just trying to TP out of it, but just opened his body up wide for it. So FNATIC, methodical approach towards it. Trying to hold back the onslaught now that G2 are trying to dish out. No one is ready for Alpha.
Yeah, that's a nice cleanup from FNATIC. Really good positioning too. Even if Alpha had passive position.
Trying to square up towards it. What a shot.
Jorg has just decided to take the fight to kaajak. Might be a bit of an experience diff happening here.
Head clean off the shoulder. kaajak going to be watching from the spectator seat, but Chronicle's been good for it so far. Pressure up towards B heaven though. Alpha is ahead of it, finds the gap. Time to be taken. Sees though, avoided.
It is a nice seize though, because it gets JonahP back onto the line.
So much pressure happening. Oh, no.
Spike down mid.
It's not ideal.
He's just gifted them the spike.
The spike dropped down.
I mean, that I don't think was even. I think that was just supposed to be fake pressure anyway. Chron might have done enough.
To be the savior for him. Leaf, judge in hand. Lets it loose and lets it rip. So putting a bit of fear into them, putting the squeeze now into Leaf, and a bit of spam chopping him down. Leaf
20 seconds.
At the knees, 20 seconds, scrambling, dashing.
Spike down mid.
And it's leaving it just down to crashies. A spike, essentially.
Most is just spamming into it, but with how much FNATIC were doing 1-3-1 deep, waltzing, okay, Alpha's just going to rip Trent apart. And these 3 players were looking to try to put pressure over towards A early on.
If he's lost A heaven control, doesn't really know where to lay it down to smoke either. Potentially trying to catch the cross. FNATIC are willing to play this one slowly. 45 seconds, that's a TP. Straight down to default. Taking a fight. valyn chopped down. Showstopper even expended. That's out the back pocket of Alpha. This is going to be a quick scurry away. G2 do not want any part of this.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
they don't want to get caught by some kind of splash rocket that gets fired into heaven. Their A-ramp fight is going to be crucial here. Chronicle's just been amazing today.
He's going to try and do it all with a judge! Chronicle!
He's perfect!
Hitting shots like that! Boaster just supplements beautifully.
And Chronicle playing it slow, cautiously.
Valyn takes a peek here. You could be in a world of hurt.
That's just
poor timings, contacting, walking up onto the line. Valyn wants a little bit more. It's good with a trade though. Crashies shuts that down.
Maybe an overpeak from Valyn there. I think it's difficult to take one kill and make it into two against FNATIC when they're so disciplined. But still a player advantage.
3v4, wait, just seen a barrel!
Clumsy movement, arguably, with some kind of immaculate...
Trying to clear him out. Aftershock to the corner. Kaajak, his gate crash was set towards main. He's got no exit anymore. But Slusto towards the back of the side. Gives him access towards the G2. Himself is going to be backing out.
They chose not to try to combine that with the Fade ultimate. You know, you still got that in your back pocket over towards the retake.
Trying to take the fight forwards into their spawns. A flash and a play into it. Clone just eating a bunch of that damage. Jawgemo answers, drops down Kaajak. Pit now into your face, and this dimensional drift needs to get value. Nightfall in through, into the back. Spam and a shorty. Jawgemo, he's got access now towards it, and Chronicle down. That means the Pit alongside with it. Jawgemo, there's no stopping him right now. Boaster gonna do it all from an uncomfortable spot indeed. To buy time for Alpha, to buy time for this guy to shine. 7 bullets left. Trent repositions.
6 bullets.
Leaves it into the 1v1 and time is ticking away from Trent.
Plan.
It's a bad plan. He's sticking this.
Alpha!
Have on it. Alpha wide. He's going to swing. He's going to swing now. Alpha!
Oh!
He claims it!
It looked like a horrid plant. And a really good combo. But considering the pressure that Jawgemo put down, getting 3 in the round, everybody else couldn't quite get it done. Look how tight that one is. Kind of coming away with the advantage.
Yeah. Attempt by FNATIC here. Double dive in, TP into the back, Satchel's in play. Kaajak has that backside control. Jawgemo forced to give it up. They claim to the side. FNATIC not content with it though. Looking like they almost wanted to step past. And through the spawn, just the deep seas.
And once more, the best post-plant team is playing against the best retake team.
To see what comes out on top. Fight forwards, out towards Pillar. The guns and the weaponry, not ideal for G2. Starting to at least drop down into the sides, and the feed is filled up. One shade of teal. Alpha standing alone. Chronicle is going to pick up these pieces with a double take here from FNATIC, and this does put the squeeze now onto Leaf. Trying to lay in wait, and they're already putting a drop on him. Bucky in hand, and Alpha obtains the upgrade.
That's beautiful.
Slowly but surely, FNATIC are dissecting this site. Taking the map control away. It's going to be ult expended just to try and get themselves back in. But it's wasted. Caesar's perfect. Trent just trying to stay tucked in, but the horn reveals all. There will be no escape. Not this time. Not from what FNATIC are putting on show.
They cross every T and dot every I. When things work for FNATIC in this slow-paced style, it looks so perfect.
Last player standing.
And it's desperation by
FNATIC keep it. But, I mean, look, they knew that Leaf was just pinned in that corner the entire time. There had not been a re-clear. Kajak's just controlling that space, keeping him corralled. And once they have that pick...
A lot asked of him, but always ready to deliver.
Leaf again has gotten stuck a little bit in vent here. Jaw gets destroyed on site.
Yeah, just trying to anchor over towards A. Slide off angle, I think, trying to catch a cross. Gap, a small window that Leaf wants to try and play himself in and towards. The Sheriff does sing into his hands. Will be forced to try and back himself out and away. There are anchor players, though. Onto the side, Trent doesn't have a lot to work with here, and he needs some help, and he needs it now. Aftershock, trying to land it close to the corner alongside the Seas. This is FNATIC that are getting stunted.
30 seconds.
Well, lines
30
out.
seconds left.
The spike heading up towards ramp. Surely not a pivot to B.
Back into Leaf. No shotgun into his hands, just a Sheriff, but
The time.
so much danger. 20 seconds left. Don't you want to end it at this point, FNATIC? Anchor smokes are laid down. G2 trying to play that time. Kaajak cracks it open and cracks heads while he's at it. Moving forwards, Trent has not been dislodged, not been dislodged at all. Leaf, he's denied the plant. And the time is the worst enemy of this FNATIC squad.
Trent has done it again!
He stays alive in the final moment. Both of these teams So deadly, so dangerous. jawgemo, operator in his hands, he's been revealed! Get crashed to safety. It's Alfajer like a rocket in through the site, trying to at least roll out the red carpet for the rest of his team. I want to go one step further. Instant plant down for FNATIC. This is pacey.
Yeah, much faster round from them.
Completely overwhelming here, but at the 9-4, Alpha trying to evacuate, trying to back himself out. crashies is immaculate across their placement yet. G2 not to be outdone, already in through onto the site. Crossfire setup is set up indeed. Alpha trying to back away, trying to play the timing well to pull.
Chronicle in heaven as well.
Leaf is already taken out. Alpha, Chronicle the heaven player. Late flank round. He's been taken out, and now Boaster. Last one left to do it all. The pull was used earlier. Nothing else to delay. It comes down to random spams. He comes down to the clutch. And Boaster might have just done it all. No way!
Insane!
That's ridiculous!
Earlier on, to cast Sentinels out. He's
6
just
bullets,
wiggling
man.
around and doesn't have the ammunition.
It's turned up under scrutiny. Paranoia. Still prime, still ready. JonahP will have to let loose some util of his own, and they're looking for that refight up towards heaven. It's an important one. valyn has to reposition. Losing control out towards it. JonahP with a flash and backing himself out. TP to try and escape. The dimensional drift is going to be pointing all of this out. kaajak is getting the info for his team. Boaster trying to take that peek and that fight towards it. That's wild. It's disjointed. valyn's doing this one with just a Spectre in hand, but not for much longer time. Still playing against them. Tapping away, jawgemo's now there. Ult of his own, he's straight into the fight.
Spike planted.
The peak from Trent dropped down to just 50 health. This damage done to a variety of them. Here from G2. 4 players ready to pounce. Flash on the fault line. Chronicle's going to be stunned up, and it's a bit late, but it's a bit disjointed from G2. Still gets the one. From that freebie, Alpha from behind, but maybe about to be backstabbed. In the blink of an eye, dropping down silently. G2 are very aware of the fact. Surely hearing it, surely not. Might be able to claim this kill. Alpha is out wide, and there it is from behind. Leaf, let's get it. Boaster's there, instantly there with a trade-off, but a bit flustered in his approach. He can't take the clean fight.
They've done a lot of damage over here to jawgemo, but the entirety of this site opened up. And JonahP in a very safe position where he might be able to provide some information for them. He's at least going to be able to clear the flank and let them know that not too much is coming from that direction. Tough one for kaajak and crashies. Both players not really had those opportunities to get online yet on this map, so this would be a huge one for them to convert for FNATIC.
JonahP's going to be keeping his eye at least a watchful, just takes a pot shot there, straight to the shoulder. Backs himself out, gets a bit of info for the team though. The fault line is good, jawgemo takes the peak off of it. crashies gone, kaajak, it's all on his shoulders. Heavy weight to burden to try and win this one with time.
They're allowed to be aggro on his lurk to give information.
Bit of pace behind this one. Could be gaps for FNATIC to play in. Could be mistakes that they could absolutely capitalize on. Just the pistols in their hands, and they're making it work regardless. jawgemo, just like that. Shoes on the other foot. He's the last one left to stand against this, and the damage being done. Indeed, already the net tightening. B-main control as FNATIC, they have almost the whole of the site. jawgemo in a spot like this will have to do a lot. No free kills going to be given up whatsoever, and off of Boaster. Here comes the swing,
That's
shot
a lot
through
of
the
damage.
wall. crashies, one more to the chest will do him. But still the guessing game for jawgemo, does not know where this last player is.
And with time ticking down, surely it's not possible. A 1v4?
Surely not. Alpha, quite an upgrade in the midst of all of this one. Spectre in his hands, 10 seconds left. It's getting dire, out towards the top. Just can't land a shot, FNATIC! Expiring soon, kaajak. Locks it down, yeah. Oh wow, the timing on that one, right as the gate clash does expire. Forced to back away, a lot of damage done to kaajak in the process, 16 health.
Face your fear!
Gets away alive though, still can play his life into this one with the Nightfall. It's going to be colliding, pulls, going to be used out early. jawgemo already dipping his way in through the back of the site, and a wonderful peek at that. FNATIC trying to make a go of this one here. kaajak! With the operator in his hands, on through the high ground. Kills are collected and claimed.
Full mid control just allows them to slice up the defenders.
Double drop down, Alpha. He's up onto the ropes. The
now,
to the head of jawgemo, but he is cleaned up.
Look how isolated crashies is now, because these defenders can't rotate through mid.
We'll do it all from this spot. We'll see what the call is from G2 though. Steady as they go.
And this is how you see these thrifty rounds crumble. Perfect pause as well to make crashies wonder about whether or not they're actually hitting, whether he should call Boaster over as support.
Reveals his position, bit of spam. Drop down, he hears it. Footsteps colliding with the floor. This is G2 with open access now towards the site and looking for potentially a refight. It's a plan for Heaven and for main. Dimensional drift from kaajak. He's going to be getting a lot of information. A lot of ults expended, even that. It's a cosmic divide, and they're trying to take this fight forwards. G2 with a lesser weaponry, not to be denied that space. In through spawn already, JonahP picking up that upgrade. FNATIC trying to hold against this one, but a dimensional drift's going to be used nice and early. A TP even into spawn, but cancelled out. G2 throwing some fakes into the mix, trying to spot out some of these players. kaajak inserted, but reveals it. Just missed timing onto it. jawgemo had to exit out through default. kaajak puts it down. Alpha forced out now with the ult in his hands. It's a showstopper. And a scurry away from G2.
It's a good cancel call from G2, but really that execute is not what they were looking
over towards that area. G2 are layering down a bit of util, trying to keep players here. The barrel poking out. Chronicle has Leaf in his sights.
But it's not informing any defensive rotates from B to
30
A.
seconds left.
Look how isolated these A and B players are. And Leaf, he gets away with it.
It's a bullet to the dome, but through the wall, as you said, he gets away with it. He survives. G2 doing up now, trying to set themselves up for a complete attempt and all the way through. This is Boaster back against the wall. A lot to do from this spot. Chronicle trying to dodge and juke and avoid most of it. The ire is coming his way. G2 with that side control. Trent has to be that playmaker. What a swing and what a play. Chronicle single-handedly saving the Chronicle. Revealed much. Fault line into the corner. That's a clone to be tanking some of the bullets. Alpha just trying to evacuate. A lot of bodies though trying to make their way in through, and Chronicle has been overwhelmed. Boaster reciprocates.
And this time FNATIC are actually trying to fight G2, but they are losing. A 3v3, and G2 have managed to gain mid control. It was contested.
I got the spike.
And at least it's given them information for somebody like crashies to be able to wrap fully round on this flank.
Jonah does not have a gun to try and stop this. It's a classic in hand, and crashies are going for it. It's a slight off angle, takes a ding to the head. They're trying to run him down. Trent. No denial of the kill. Upgrades across the board now. It's 2 from FNATIC, kaajak and Boaster to do it all.
I think this read is really nice as well. When crashies gets caught here, pretty confident there's not going to be as many players over towards B.
30 seconds left.
All still being used though. In the back pocket, kaajak ahead of it. He's found that timing, he's straight ahead of it. kaajak needs some kills to be claimed though. Catch the first! We're not expecting a JonahP!
By going for that Season 8 though, Alpha's given up his position. So he has to relocate up to Heaven.
Paranoia swoops forwards, a gate crash in. Alpha is
30
on
seconds left.
the high ground, Guardian in hand.
And the time has not been a problem for G2 this series just yet.
25 seconds left, and you can hear it rumble of the footsteps, and there it is! Trying to make your way forwards. A bit of spam coming through, but still evened out. G2 and spending everything, but can they remove crashies? Finally, yes. Time, 11 seconds left.
10 seconds left.
Utilizing the pit though against 2 players with light weaponry could be a disaster for Leaf.
Out forwards, trying to take that timing. Leaf, seeing if they've crossed past it already. Boaster can get in close and personal. Bucky in hand. All the way through, that's a bullet to the back. Pellets raining down and the pit falls because of it. Nothing to hide, Trent away. He's got to do it all from this spot here to jiggle the shots. It's immaculate from Boaster. The 2v1, smoke up, full committal. And Chronicle sticking, counter spam from both. Between these two teams, but FNATIC are the ones now in the driving seat once more. A map ahead. Looking for the round that's going to make all the difference. G2 are forwards, the horn not broken, dropping down, no mistakes are being made. Alpha sends it flying forwards with the boombot in hand, wants to try and take it. It's a gun uploaded, Jonah. Happy to shut him down.
And even throws the weapon away to a teammate with slightly better health. Leaf, a monster,
Can't be
and
happening again.
another opportunity for another thrifty. I mean, the player post-plan positions are even quite nice from Jorg and from Trent.
Tucked in, routed to the spot. Through Heaven, that's going to be a horn that has to be dealt with. jawgemo's the one with a rifle. Fault line, Cosmic Divide even being committed. TP now into the back in the space. Right there, they have no idea. They are none the wiser. kaajak, it's your time to shine. And shine he does!
Making his way firmly up and up the scoreboard. And with plays like that, I mean, it's a gorgeous play. Leaf's even watching for it, but it gets hit fully by the flash.
Oh.
An accidental kill even onto JonahP.
It's a seize. Dodged alongside that aftershock. Another flash into his face with the power on top of it! jawgemo!
That's a monster
With
entry.
the flash, he saw it. He's got to feel like there could be the possibility of a deep push up, but risks to be taken when you're a player down. crashies are getting so much information for them, and kaajak, it's a cherry on top.
Yeah, he's expending this ult just for information. It would have been amazing for the retake, honestly, to combine with crashies, but crashies pushed up.
No way, valyn expects it, and he doesn't. It's dropped.
It's a wild off angle, that one.
30 seconds left. B main control still there for FNATIC. They have a beautiful hold on this one. Even a Nightfall going to be expended. Flash up into the faces here. G2, a weakened, decayed down. Lee finds it. Clears up that one question mark. kaajak answers again. 14 seconds. Layers them all down. Lines them all up, and Leaf, knife out. He's going to do it all now, but there's no chance in hell. Swarmed in his position, attacked to force it up.
Filling some gigantic shoes, was dominant in stage one. And has now put together 2 huge rounds.
He's in a nade. TP to disengage. valyn still has his life, but that timing is caught. It's a bullet to the side of the head from Leaf. And now he has to watch in dismay from the spectator seat as your team's chances are dwindling. It's FNATIC entirely here. kaajak looking to drop, and valyn is gone. The captain removed. Death from 1,000 cuts here. FNATIC are happy to deliver it.
Teleport in onto the A side, but didn't have the spike. Every player from G2 trying to pull off a 3v5 from inside the site. Nobody with heaven control, nobody on the flank. Should be a slam dunk retake for FNATIC with players up.
Dink through the wall, crashies still alive. Ults are here, rolling thunder. It's G2. They realize it. They have to try and fight tooth and nail for every inch of space, but kaajak is already wrapping. The discipline is here from FNATIC. You need a miracle if you're G2. FNATIC are not in the business of giving them out. Already to swing in the face. Alfajer claims the space and more. JonahP to last-ditch effort. But that's all it's looking to be. Beautiful!